Hey tech enthusiast, Rohan here. So today I'm going to show you quite an incredible product that's about to change how you work with large language models. So get ready to have your mind blown. And before we dive in, if you are the type of person who likes to see the magic in action first, check out the timestamp in the video description for the live demo. And there you will see me building a complex LLM-based system in minutes without writing any single line of code. And for those who want to see the full story, stick with me. It will be worth your time. Now, first, let's talk about the current state of AI integration. So, you know how we have been integrating AI into our projects, right? Writing code, chaining models, handling error manually. It's been like building a house brick by brick. But what if I told you there's a way to simply describe the house you want to build and have it built automatically? That's exactly what we are talking about today. Task optimizers and execution engines for generative AI. Think about it. Right now, we are doing things like procedurally, telling the computer exactly how to do each step. What if we could shift to a declarative approach? What if we could just tell the AI what we want, not how to do it? And the product that I'm going to show you today will do exactly that. So I'm going to build a mixture of experts MoA system without writing a single line of code. And I will do it in just a few minutes. How? By leveraging task optimizers and execution engines that figure out the best way to run everything for us. No more wrestling with complex chains or spending hours on error handling. Sounds too good to be true, right? Alright, trust me, by the end of this video, you will be looking at AI integration in a whole new light. We are talking about a future where we can focus on what you want to achieve, not how to code it. Enter the LLM Task Optimizer and Execution Engine. This isn't just another tool, it's a paradigm shift in how we work with AI. This is the diagram of a task optimizer and execution engine for JamAI. Let's break it down. So number one is logical optimization. The system takes in raw requests like table metadata and LLM configurations. It then creates an unresolved task plan, performs dependency analysis, and produces an optimized logical plan. This automated process eliminates the need for manual chain definition. Then comes the concept of physical planning. The optimizer considers multiple physical task plans and uses a cost model based on batch size to select the most efficient physical plan. This dynamics approach adapts to varying workloads and resource availability. And then talking about the execution engine, the selected physical plan is passed to a concurrent executor which manages resources and handles multiple tasks simultaneously. It invokes the LLM or the AI model and can process data through both streaming pipelines and non-streaming aggregators. And then about built-in error handling, the execution engine includes an error handler, ensuring robust operation without the need for manual error management. And also about the post-processing, after the execution, there's a dedicated embedding processor and data persistence layer, streamlining the handling of AI outputs. But why is this important? Well, remember SQL and relational databases, they revolutionized data management by letting us declare what I want, not how to get it. This LLM Task Optimizer and Execution Engine brings that same elegance to AI integration. It automates the complex process of optimizing and executing AI tasks, allowing developers to focus on what they want to achieve rather than the intricacies of how to achieve it. Now that I have explored this concept, let's dive into one of the practical applications that really showcases its power. Let's build a mixture of agents or MoA. Now, mixture of agents is an advanced technique in AI that combines multiple models to tackle complex tasks. It's like assembling a dream team of AI experts, each bringing their unique strengths to the table. But here's a catch. Traditionally, setting up MoA systems has been a daunting task, even for seasoned developers. Typically, creating an MoA workflow involves intricate coding, careful orchestration of multiple models, and very complex error handling. It's a time-consuming process that can take hours, if not days or weeks, to get it right. But what if I told you I could set up a powerful MoA, that is mixture of agents, workflow, in less time than it takes to make a cup of coffee, thanks to the open source JamAI Base task optimizer and execution engine? That's exactly what I am here to do. Let's dive in and see this game-changing approach in action. Alright, here I am in the JamBase UI web interface. I'm just creating a new project. Our first project is named Mixture of Agents, MoA. And just to note here, for this project, I'm going to go through the steps quite fast just to show you how quickly you can build one. But in the next project, where I will build a due diligence on financial reports, this one, building a RAG on financial documents, there I will explain every steps on the way. But in this one, I'm just going to go faster. So click on the project and you are in the action table. Click new, create a new action table. Agents, and now adding a column. Input. Let it be string, adding a second column. And let the output column is checked for this one. So I just created 3 columns, LLM 1, 2, and 3, and then the final LLM. And all these are output columns. And here, remember, we are building mixture of agents. So the whole thought is that LLM 1, LLM 2, and LLM 3 will create answer for you. And then the final LLM, which is a mixture of agents, will create my final answer. Let's create. Actually, you cannot have an empty space in the table column name. It's like database columns. So I just replaced them with the underscore. All right, now when I get into the table, I can see all the column names right here. So I have LLM 1, LLM 2, LLM 3, and LLM final LLM. And now my job is to give the prompt for each of these LLM. So I do open settings on selecting a single LLM and then open settings. And you can already see that some example default prompt is given. I just need to change it according to my requirement. So I just am changing the prompt based on the available information. Provide an appropriate response for the column LLM1 answer. Remember to act as a cell in a spreadsheet and provide concise, relevant information without explanation unless specifically requested. And note that I am in the LLM1 answer column. Now, similarly, I have to update the rest of the LLM2, LLM3, and final LLM. And you do that by just clicking on the update. And also note that the input within the curly braces right here means that it is getting the previous column input or value into the prompt. And our previous column in this case was in fact input, as you will remember. And before proceeding ahead, you also need to do the very important stuff, which is select the model that will be used for my LLM1. So you come to the model setting heading right here and choose the model from here. Just on the drop down, and for this one I'm going to choose the latest and the biggest Meta Llama 3.1 405B update. So next I'm just going to LLM2, open settings, change my prompt, and also it is taking the value from the input column, and then go to model settings, and here I'm going to choose Mixtral 8x22B, and yep, update. And now I'm in LLM3 and select this one, Meta Llama 3.1 70B. Okay. And now finally, I'm in the final LLM answer column. And here the prompt needs to be slightly different. So only difference is that now I'm giving LLM 1 answer, 2 answer, 3 answer, because it's a mixture of agents. It is no more dependent on a single input from the input column. Rather, it is taking the mixture of the previous 3 LLM answer. So that's why I am giving 1, 2, and 3. And then finally also telling, please consider the answer from LLM 1, 2, and 3 and choose the correct answer and update. Okay, I need to select the model, obviously. And here I'm just going to choose maybe Quen 272B, right? And then update. And when I'm trying to update it, it says that failed to update column settings. And see the problem here, that I have missed an underscore right here, because you have to match exactly the column names from the other columns. And there is an underscore after LLM. Because these are database column, you cannot do any misspelling here. All right, I just corrected them, adding the underscore, and now I'm going to update it. Oops, sorry, still missing the exact, there is only ANS, ANS, there is no WER. And now finally update, perfect. All right, time to test the mixture of agents, and hence I am putting this question, what is the fastest plane ever flown? And you can see that each of the LLMs are generating, and then immediately the final answer was produced by the final LLM. So basically, it's a mixture of agents working under the hood. That is, the final LLM checked each of the LLM answer and produced a final answer. And similarly, the next question I'm going to ask is, what is the oldest cat bred? And we will see that again, the process is working. Each of the LLMs is producing answer, and then the final mixture of agents produce the final answer. Awesome. Again, another question, what is the longest lasting flower? Press enter, and all the LLMs produced answer, and finally the final column produced the final answer from the mixture of agents. And what's amazing is that how fast the inferencing was, because we selected the largest of the models, including Llama 405B 3.1. And still the answer was almost instantaneous, and because their hosting speed and the hosting hardware looks like really good. All right, what would have taken hours or days of coding and debugging is now ready to use. You can test it, tweak it, and deploy it immediately. This is the power of Task Optimizer for AI integration. You can interface with it using REST API and the spreadsheet UI. But I'm not going to be stopping here. Let's take it a step further and explore how this technology can be applied to real-world scenarios. So in the next example, I'm going to build and show you a finance use case. What we are going to do is to perform due diligence using AI. We will build a workflow to analyze ARM Holdings Limited's F1 filing for their upcoming IPO. All you need to do is to upload the F1 document, which is the standard financial document, to the knowledge table of JamAI Base, and a checklist of typical due diligence questions in CSV format, and the rest will be taken care of by JamAI Base. And all of these you can do practically in minutes and without writing any code. All right, here I am in the URL of JamBase AI. That is, here you will build the entire RAG just by clicking and selecting the appropriate documents, etc. And this is the project tab that you see on the left, and this is where you will start building your project. And basically what you will need is your knowledge documents, that is the underlying documents which will be referred to retrieve the relevant knowledges. So you start by clicking on new project, give a name of the project, and maybe RAG on financial doc, create. And that's where your new project is getting created. Just click on this, and here are the three main building blocks of your project. Action table, where you will be doing all the action, that is your input, output, your question, etc. Knowledge table, this is where you will have the knowledge base. And finally the chat table. So in the knowledge base is where you will start your work on the project. Just click on new table, and just give it a name, maybe report embedding model. You need to choose one of the embedding model. As you can see, there's a plethora of choices right here. So for now, I'm just going to choose text embedding 3 small 1536. That's good for me. Add. Yeah. So now your knowledge table got created with the embedding model, but now you have to actually upload your document, that is a knowledge base. So you click here, and you just click on the table, and it will give you the option to browse document from your local machine or from any cloud machine, that is any drive, wherever you want to upload your documents from. And there you go. Once you upload your document, it will start embedding. So here I have uploaded a F1 report of a company which will have all the financial, etc. And it's a long document, almost, exceeding 100 pages. And so for embedding this file, it may take 3 to 4 minutes max. All right, after around 4 minutes, my embedding process got over. And now if you click on the knowledge table, you can see the actual embedding for the entire document. So all these vectors that you see, they are the embedded version of your document. And yeah, so this is a very long one. It is only showing a few rows here. As you can see, there are 1,743 rows for the entire document. So basically, this is your knowledge base. This is your vector embedding of the entire documents. And you can upload as many documents as you want in the knowledge table. And when you run query in the next step, this is where the queries will come and search for answer. And remember, this project is about doing a due diligence on the financial report of a corporate. So that's what we are doing here. And the financial reports have already been uploaded in the knowledge table. Now it's time to build the query. So here, just click to create a new action table. The table ID, that is a required field. So just give it a name, maybe F1 analysis. And column, you need to add columns here. And the column ID, that is basically the column name. That is just as in a database. And remember, each of the column name needs to be unique, just like in a database. So my first column name I want to mention as category. And then you can choose a data type. Here I want to choose string. Otherwise, the options that you have is int, float, bool, etc. And this is going to be my input column. So I'm not selecting this output box here. Okay, so I will explain this in a second. Let's just first create this single column and create the table. Yeah, now when you click on the table, you will see that I have an input column, which is a string category, the string data type, and that's it. But before proceeding further, I just want to explain the theory, what's going on here. So this column name and the input data type is actually your query. Means every input column is a standard database column. In other words, a placeholder for user input or user query. And based on that query, the JamBase AI will search and apply the RAG, retrieval augmented generation, on your knowledge base and retrieve the necessary information based on the query. So what I have done for this project, I have built an Excel with lots of standard question here, which is normally applicable for doing a due diligence on a company. So just looking at the question, you can imagine these are all due diligence question. So the company that we are analyzing here is called ARM. So what is ARM's precise business model and how does it generate revenue? List the top 5 customers by revenue percentage. What's the concentration risk? What's the company's total addressable market and how it is calculated? So these comes under the category company overview. Then I have questions on their financial performance. So what is 3-year CAGR, that is compounded annual growth rate? For revenue, break it down by segment if applicable, calculate the gross margin, operating margin, etc. Yeah, so these are all standard list of questions when you are doing a due diligence. And this is the input column. That's why at the top I have written the question is an input column. That is a query from the user. And the purpose, the job that our RAG system will do, that is JamBase AI will do, is give you the output, right? So these answer column actually, notes, ratings, all these will be output column. I have made the typing mistake here. It will all be output, right? Let me correct that. Output column and rating as well, of course, output. So answer, notes, and ratings. These are 3 outputs based on my question here. Now, for each of the output column, you can think of that they are a single agent. Why agent? Because they are searching through the entire embedded documents of your knowledge base and retrieving the relevant answer for you. So that's the job of this agent. So I have one answer agent, one notes agent, and one ratings agent. And we will see in a second that how they are different. Basically, remember only one thing for now. For each of these agent, that is each of these column, output column, I need one system prompt and one user prompt. And we are going to specify that in JamBase AI. So let's go back there. And I also wanted to show you our knowledge base. This is the Form F1, which is published by ARM Holding Limited, on which we are doing this due diligence. And as you can see, it's a very, very long document containing lots of information across the entire document. And my job with my agent is to get the answer from my queries, from the user queries, by retrieving on this entire documentation through my agents. And like I said, at the very first step in the knowledge table within JamBase AI, I have already uploaded this F1 document. You can, of course, upload as PDF or as HTML, and the entire document is already embedded, which we already saw. So here I'm creating the next column, question. That's a string, and that's my input column. So I'm leaving it as it is. I need to add another column. So let's go back. The next column is answer. So answer, this is an output column, right? So I'm checking the output box here. Add another column, which is my notes. Again, this is an output. And the last column is going to be ratings, right? And this is an output as well. So, yep. With that, I'm done with creating the table. Just click on here. And now I am just going inside the table by clicking here. And you can see that all my columns are correctly shown here, starting with input column category, input column question. Then I have 3 output columns, answer, notes, and ratings. And now my job is to configure these output column. Like I said, for each of the output column, I need one system prompt and one user prompt. Remember, it's a RAG system that is we are building. So each of the column needs a proper prompting, and that's a very important thing here. So what you do is just click on these 3 dots right here, open settings. And remember, you can rename the column, delete the column, etc. So you have complete control over here. So open settings, right? And for this job, I already created a prompt with GPT-4, etc. A system prompt. So I have, let's look at the document in detail. Okay. So this is my system prompt. And this is my answer prompt. Let's color it. Okay. This is the system prompt, that is general. And now this is the user prompt for the answer column, user prompt for notes column, and user prompt for ratings column. Okay. So let's just copy from here, go back there. So currently I am in the output, I'm configuring the output column. Click on model setting right here. Okay. And here goes your system prompt. Just paste it. And it's a very normal, regular system prompt that you are highly skilled financial analyst tasked with conducting due diligence on ARM Holding. Before their upcoming IPO, you have access to the entire F1 document. Your role is to provide accurate, concise, and insightful answer. Blah, 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 it goes on. Okay. Now, here's one important thing, that you can choose an entire list of models from here, including closed models like OpenAI or Claude, etc. Of course, when you use OpenAI, then you need your OpenAI API key to be fed into the system right here. But otherwise, for now, I'm just going to choose one of the recent Llama 3 8B. And as you can see, so many models, they pretty much support all the open source models, and they are hosting it here. Depending on the size of the model, your credits will be consumed. So I'm going to choose Llama 3 8B instruct, and then just update it. Yeah. So now that's got updated, but remember, we are yet to set the user prompt. So let's just do that. Open settings again on the output, on the answer column. I'm doing it. I already have, when you select model setting tab, you can already see that you already have the system prompt. And now let's go back to normal prompt. I am going back to my Word document where I have the prompt for answer, start with summary. Yeah, copy the entire thing, paste it here. That's all. And select, click on update. And one particular thing to note here, this particular symbol right here, question, and then a dollar sign, and then within a curly brace, you have the word question. That basically means that this question actually represent the previous column names, and this comes whatever is left to your current column. So note, I am in the output column, right? I'm in the answer column, and the left to the answer column, I have a question column, and that's why it is taking the question column. That means that when the output is generated from the answer column, whatever the value the question column had, that also will be included in the output so that I can actually see the question. That's the whole purpose. And you don't have to actually type it. You can just maybe delete it and just click here. Right. The question, as soon as you click here, it will come here. So yeah, with that, just click on update. All right, now do the same job for the other output columns as well. We are done with the answer. Next one is notes, open settings. Let's go to model. Our model selection was Llama 3 8B instruct. And this is my system prompt, paste the entire system prompt. Now let's go to the prompt tab. Go back to my user prompt for the notes column. So I'm just select this, come back here, paste here. All right, now as again, you can see that I have included the answer and the question within the curly brace and with the dollar sign. That means the value of my answer column and question column will be included here with the output when the notes column generates its output. And the prompt for notes column is slightly different. So let's just take a look at here. Regarding the answer provided, please add any additional notes, insights, or potential implications that an analyst should consider. This could include comparisons to industry standards, potential risk or opportunities, or any other relevant observation based on your analysis of F1 filing. Act as a cell in a spreadsheet. Don't explain, just give the answer. Yep, update. Now I just want to go back and check my prompt for this one was included correctly. So here the prompt was very simple. Your clear and concise answer based on F1 filing. Okay, so that was my answer from actually the prompt for the answer column. Okay, now let's go to the next one, which is my ratings column. Again, open settings, go back to system prompt, copy. Oh, sorry, I pasted it in the prompt column, prompt tab. That is not what I want to paste. I want to go to model settings, paste it here. Look here, it already shows enter system prompt. And then select my model. All right, go to prompt. Now, the prompt for the ratings column is this. Copy, paste it here. All right, now what is the prompt here? Given the above, rate this company from 1 to 10 according to the to this aspect mentioned in answer. So what I'm giving here, I'm giving the answer, that is a value from the answer column. I'm giving the value from the question column and giving the notes from the notes column. Based on all of these, the prompt here that give me the rating of the company from 1 to 10. And yeah, and also I'm showing an example that is category keyword from question, then out of 10. So it is a rating system out of 10. Update it. All right, so that was a simple workflow of building your input and output columns in the action table. Now, very important thing that we have to do is switch on the RAG option for each of the output column. Remember, we are building a RAG system here. So just go to each of the output column. Let's start with the answer, open setting, go to model setting, and here you will see this option, enable RAG. And as soon as you enable RAG, you also have to enable or give the correct target for the knowledge that it should refer. For that, you come to this knowledge table. And here, if you have multiple knowledge table, you can search by it. But we, for now, for this project, we uploaded only one single F1 document. That is the financial report of the ARM Holdings. So just click here and it will give you select knowledge table. That's on knowledge table. Select it. That's it. And also it will give you some of the other granularity to control. For example, you can give a proper temperature here, which will control the randomness of your output. Let's give it a 0.4. Max token, that also you can control. And also top P, that's something you can control as well. And then just click on update. So similarly, I have to do for the other output column as well. Notes, because unless you do these, then the proper knowledge base will not be referred when retrieving your answer. It's not a simple question answer thing that we are building. We are building a very exhaustive RAG system. So yeah, select, a reranking model. Yeah, that's another thing that you can choose. So this is very important. You can choose a reranking model here. And remember what is reranking? Basically, reranking retrieval results before sending them to the LLM significantly improves RAG performance. So simply put, with reranking, given a query and a list of documents, rerank indexes the documents from most to least semantically relevant to the query. And why reranking is so important? Because without reranking, the recall performance of your large language models decreases as we add more context, resulting in increased context window, or what is also called context stuffing. So the basic idea behind reranking is to filter down the total number of documents into a fixed number. The reranking will re-rank the records and get the most relevant items at the top, and they can then be sent to the large language model that you are dealing with. So here, that's why I'm choosing a reranking model, and other things are already chosen. Oh yeah, I have to also choose the knowledge table. Yep. And then just update. So now I'm just going to go back to the answer column because I did not choose a reranking model there. Go back down here, choose a reranking model, update. And similarly, I need to do for the ratings column, model setting, come to enable RAG, and then select your model, reranking model. Yep, update. All right, you see this error. It says failed to update column settings. Column ratings refer to a knowledge table that does not exist. And this error you get when you forget to select your knowledge table. And you see that this is currently showing empty because I did not choose any knowledge table. And you need to do that. So now just choose the knowledge table and then click update again. Now it is properly getting updated. Yeah, so these are the common errors that you may face. I just showed you all of them. All right, and now I'm just going to test this newly built RAG system. So I need to go back to the original list of questions, and the category is company overview. Copy it and paste under category. So here basically I'm creating a new row. That's all this is, and each row represent one single query. So we can see we can create so many rows because I have all these questions to do my due diligence on the company. So that's my category, and for the question, I'm just going to copy this entire question here. What is ARM's precise business model, and how does it generate revenue? Okay, so after you put question, you just need to press enter. Let me zoom out so that you can actually see the effect. Just press enter and see this is working. They are generating the answer. Yeah, the first column is generated, second column is generated now, and also the third column. Beautiful. It took less than a second. I mean, maybe 1.5 seconds. And fantastic. So that's how you will continue to build each of the question. Let's do another. Let's take this one and put it in the question. This is list the top 5 customers of revenue percentage. What's the concentration risk? And this also will go under company overview. Okay, press enter and it's generating. Cool. Top 5 customers by revenue percentage are China, other customers. Awesome. That's really awesome, because if you have to search all these information in the documents manually, it would take quite a long time. I have worked in the financial industry for many years. I know how painful and how time consuming these actually are, and how important they are, because every day as a financial analyst you have to build presentation and reports on companies, and due diligence will take the entire day to build, and here you are building pretty much within minutes. And now another beautiful thing I'm going to show you, that this generation was done based on Llama 3 8B, but you can change the model. So what you got to do is just go to each of the output column, open settings, model settings. Let's select the biggest one, Llama 370B. Actually, it's not the biggest currently, but because 405 is out. But for now, I'm just going to select 70B, update. Similarly, go for the next one, notes column, and open settings, model 70B, update. And the third one, reading, open settings, model setting, 70B, update. Okay. And now you can just regenerate, and you can regenerate by selecting a single row or selecting all the rows. And so I'm just going to select all the rows and come to this action button here and regenerate row. Now remember, I am regenerating based on a much bigger model, Llama 70B, but still it got regenerated so fast. Beautiful. And yes, the final column as well. So this is absolutely cool. And then after you do all your generation for each column, you can export the entire table as a CSV. And also, if you have a ready question, just like we had all these questions, you can import them together like this. Import rows and select the Excel file or CSV file from your local machine drive. And then all these will automatically be populated. You do not have to write them row by row. Yeah, so absolutely beautiful. I'm really amazed by these RAG capability here. So just to show you, this is the final output for all my question, and I exported it into a CSV file and then opened it with an Excel. So you can see that for each of the question, the model generated the answer column. Sorry, our RAG system generated the answer column, the notes column, and ratings column. Also wanted to quickly show you their documentation, because from their documentation, you can check out all the supported models. So I'm looking at JamAI Base docs, and this is the supported model section. So all these models are supported: OpenAI, Anthropic, Google Vertex, Cohere. And yeah, these are all the list of models. And we already saw all the open source models that are supported in the UI. And also here are more use cases, because the example that we built was a most popular example, which is build a financial analysis report for due diligence. But the possibilities are limitless. So here are some more use cases. For example, you can build a food recommendation app, customer service chatbot, product review analysis, medical record extraction, etc., etc. And actually, they have some basic examples for each of them. I think looking at these left side, create a simple fitness planner app with JamAI, Next.js, and streaming test. So this is an example they are building exactly that based on JamBase AI. And note, they also have a Python SDK to control everything from the backend. So here I am looking at that part of the documentation, and you can do very much everything. For example, creating, adding rows to the tables, retrieving rows, etc. Let's take a look at the creating table. Yep. So you can do something like this: JamAI.create action table, then p.action table schema create, pass your ID of the table and all the column related configuration. For example, column schema create, ID of the column, D type, etc. Fantastic. So basically, the JamAI Python SDK provides a convenient way to interact with the JamAI API, allowing you to leverage various AI capabilities in your Python application. And to use that, you just need to install these JamAI Base. And although these examples use Micro Mamba, you can definitely use Conda as well, or Virtually Envy. So here in this example, this Python code here actually shows what we did for our example of building a RAG application with the F1 reporting of a company. So you can see create table. This method actually creates a table by using jamai.createKnowledgeTable method. And then you specify your embedding models, etc. And also upload the F1 file to the knowledge table with this block. That is, you use a particular method here from file upload request, and then mention your entire file path and table ID. Then you create an action table with the RAG and specify your system prompt here. So this was about creating the knowledge table. Similarly, you will create the action table by using jamai.createActionTable and specify again all the column related information, for example, name of the columns, dtype, etc. And also your question and the entire user prompt here. So very much everything that we did in the UI by using just selecting with mouse click, you can do everything programmatically with all the granular control right here with Python code. For example, just take a look at this specific column. This is creating the answer column. So it uses this method column schema create and specify the ID as the name of the column. Dtype it's string, so p.dtype create enum str, and then get config. That's where you specify your chat entry.system system prompt and also chat entry.user, and then here goes your user prompt. So it is within the triple quote. That means it's a user prompt here, the entire string. And then model.dump, and similarly you create the notes column. So again, I'm using column schema create, ID notes, dtype is string, and with the gen config you pass all the configuration. And finally again the user prompt for the notes column. And finally exactly similarly with the ratings column. So yeah, this is actually pretty simple. You just have to go step by step and the entire thing will be built within only few minutes. So just as their FAQ page says, the JamAI provide the complete REST API that allows developers to customize and extend the platform. And it is very much customizable. So as you saw, this tool, JamAI Base, is so game-changing. They are making advanced AI integration as simple as filling up a spreadsheet. It's time to rethink how we approach AI development. As I have seen today, the future of AI development is all about simplification and automation. Task optimizers and execution engines are paving the way for a new era where complex AI integrations are accessible to everyone, not just AI experts. So whether you are building a simple chatbot or a complex financial analysis tool, remember the power of AI is at your fingertips. It's time to stop telling AI how to work and start telling it what you want to achieve. So to check this out for yourself, head over to cloud.jamaibase.com to sign up for free and begin your journey with Task Optimizer. And for those who prefer to have more control or want to dive deeper into this technology, you can host JamAI Base locally on your own machine. For that, just check out their GitHub repository at github.com/embeddedllm/JamAI Base for all the details and installation instruction. That's it, guys. That's all for this video, and stay tuned. I will see you soon in the next one.